off-the-cuff comedy. I'm your host, Hipster Hitler.
Hey nerds. Ghostbusters is my favorite film of all time. And I don't just say that to be cool. But I do also say it to be cool because it's the best thing. And a lot of people know that Diane Keaton was in that film. She was, but she was going by her stage name, Rick Moranis. She's a hell of an actress, and her brother, of course, Michael Keaton. He at the time his career was nowhere, so he just played. He played the Marshmallow Man. They put him in a suit, and they just kind of expanded it, up. Because obviously he's the size of a man. He's not the size of a building. Yeah. So kids, oh God, I love them. I can't get enough of them. Who wants me to babysit? That's a great $20 to make, isn't it? Like I just bring my laptop and just put them in a room with no sharp objects in it for hours. Eventually they pass out. And then the parents come home and I'm like, they're as good as gold. They didn't make a peep the whole night. And they're like, why are they so dehydrated? I'm like, kids will be kids. Try it, lead a horse to water. You can't make it drink. You can get space in that water in the toilet. But you can't make it drink. It might try and extract water from other things in the room, like a plant, or maybe some moisture from the window, some dew. You might try and extract, but you can't make it drink. You can't make children drink. You can't make them. You can make them cry. You didn't number these. God, I'm a bit weird, I like unusual things for breakfast, I don't like eggs. Keep eggs. I don't want them. Thanks. I think it's a bit gross, to be honest. Bacon? No thanks. I'm Jewish. I mean, I do eat all other types of pork. But yeah, toast. Shit. That's what I say. For breakfast, I like to have a nice big swan. Because in England you can't kill swans. You're not allowed to because they're property of the Queen. That's absolutely true. Each one is property of the Queen, and you're not allowed to kill them. And you see them, and you're like, oh, I want to kill it so much. And then I come to Germany, and it's just open season. So I'm like, there's one now. It's great. It's you get some neck. It's great. It's so much fun. If you've they make such a noise, it's similar to doves crying. I forbid it.
When you get enough rich people into one space, and the air starts to get a little thin, they start to get lightheaded, some of them start collapsing. They're not having a heart attack. They're not getting sick. It's not from dehydration, even though that's what they say it is. It's they need an opera. So you gotta call the emergency opera hotline. And it is heavily subsidized and expensive. And oh my God, are the paramedics divas. I'm I am moving on. You know, I'm Jewish, so I don't know. Apparently some shit went down that I didn't get on board with. It seems to be very divisive. But people seem to enjoy it. I know there's frankincense involved, which smell weird to me. There's a tree. There's gifts. Disappointment and resentment. All things that I can relate to, but as far as how it actually went down, they keep that information from me. I'm not allowed to actually know any Christmas tales. I'm not Jewish anymore if I learn an actual Christmas tale. I mean, I've gotten some crazy birthday presents before. It's crazy. And the thing is, it was, they didn't wrap it in the box, they just kind of wrapped the panda in wrapping paper. It was the shape of a panda. And even looking at the shape of the panda, I was like, there's no way that's a panda. That's a panda-shaped box. And then I unwrapped it and was like, oh my god, a panda. I didn't expect this at all. But next time, make sure you poke some holes into the paper. Because, I did not expect a dead panda. But, turns out, I always wanted a dead panda. So, thank you, Mom and Dad, for that unexpected dead panda. It was delicious. Really? I'm not allowed to. I'll fucking eat a dead panda. I'll eat two. I love dead panda now. That's all I eat.
Yeah. Learned that the hard way. It's just, it shits you, because you read all this fantasy and they tell you expect some of it to be grounded in reality. Just one little bit. You think, I'm going to go out, I'm going to spend 14 years of my life hunting a mythical beast. A beautiful mythical animal with the majesty of a king, but with the subtlety of a queen. And there you are, you're in the steppes of Nepal. It's been 14 years of your life. Your best friend is a Sherpa that you met in a diner. And you just got to say, because you call him Little Hickshaw, which is an affectionate title, and I'm not going to get into the story. Because, I don't have to explain Little Hickshaw and my past to you, but no, I mean, that's unfair. You guys seem nice, but, so there you are, you're Little Hickshaw, you're there and you found it. You found it, it's there, it's in front of you on the steps of Nepal. It's a unicorn, it's been 14 years of your life, you've been in every library between here and Timbuktu, you read the old scripts, you learnt Persian. You pick up that bow that you had to carve out of heartwood on the full moon, because, that's what it told you to do. And then you and Little Hickshaw, you're drinking that blood. And it's not great. It's not great. It's just regular blood. Just regular blood. And, a lot of people say, sure, you didn't get to live forever, but you got to kill a unicorn. And you got to see a lot of nice things, make some good friends. But, Little Hickshaw, he died. Because unicorn blood is poisonous in large amounts. And he was a little guy. So, maybe you just don't need to buy into that kind of fantasy. And a lot of people say, maybe you just killed a horse. What if I did? What have you done for the last 14 years of your life? Because I got a heartwood bow. It does feel peculiar in Germany that, as a foreigner, there's a way you can treat a foreigner. There's a way that you can treat a foreigner, and that is this, like a regular person. Just like you and me. That's how I would do it, and I would hope everybody else does. But Germany has this weird way of kind of making you feel like not only do you not understand the basic concepts of German bureaucracy, but you don't understand the basic concepts of the planet in which you're applying to be a citizen. Like you go into any of these things. You go to the Finanzamt, and they say, "All right, well that's great. You can register. You're registered to pay tax now." Okay, cool. And then you go home, and somebody calls you and say, "Yeah, but you have a different name on your post box, so I'm afraid we have to deport you." That doesn't make any sense to me. And then they come around and they put you in a rocket. And that's the thing that I found was really peculiar. And they take you to a course for 16 weeks in basic astronaut engineering. And then they send you to a colony on Mars where you build the new Germany, they call it. A cast of friends are there. I mean, you make friends quickly because everybody is from elsewhere. And I mean, it's a nice time. I'm not saying that my time on Mars wasn't one of the best summers of my life. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I wish the German government had given me some warning that I would be sent to Mars when I was trying to get a Lohnsteuerkarte. Or maybe that was in there, because there was a lot of text in that guidance document. Yeah, sometimes you wake up and, life gives you a kick in the teeth. Reggie, he's a good guy. He taught me the flute. And he taught me a lot about life. And he also related those two together. He taught me how learning the flute is a lot like mastering life. You got D's and C's and other notes. And when you do lots of different things at the same time, they come together to create beautiful sounds. And I think we can all learn a lot from Reggie's lessons there. And I think when he killed that man in a bar fight, I think he was trying to teach that man something too. He was trying to say, hey, listen, I might look like a jaded, angry, violent Scotsman with one eye, like a knife for a hand, and a tattoo that says murder, death, murder, cut face. That appears to have been carved with glass. Like, he may look like that, but that doesn't mean you can judge him. I mean, that man can play flute like you've never heard. And, I just hope he does as well on the inside as he did on the inside of this guy. Thanks a lot, guys.